Hey there, it's Sue Britton, CEO of Firefly Growth, and this is a solo edition of the FinTech Effect. I wanted to jump on and just talk about X, which I feel like I have to, put a disclaimer after that and say Twitter, because it just feels so strange to say X and have everybody actually understand that I'm actually talking about Twitter. There's a couple of news stories lately. One specifically was about how Elon Musk said he was going to launch full, banking services within the next year, and I actually, to be honest, I haven't seen any reactions to that, but I was thinking about my own reaction to that because I think in the past I've been a little bit critical about whether or not Twitter is actually something that I would use for banking. But I wanted to provide a little bit of, the facts of the matter so that we can, all decide how much of this news actually is potentially something that we should care about. So first of all, how does, and I'm going to call them Twitter just because to me it's easier. How does Twitter actually become a bank? Well, they don't, right? They don't become a bank, they partner with a bank. And when I say that, I mean, obviously we have lots of banks in Canada and North America and around the world who have banking licenses. And, you don't get one of those very easily. And so how does someone like X, become a bank? Well, as again, I said, they partner with one. And here's a few examples of who's partnered with who to offer banking like products. And in one case, we've got Goldman Sachs and the famous Apple partnership. Apparently Goldman Sachs wants out of that relationship for, a variety of reasons. I think one talked about their consumer lending business and wanting to get out of that. It's not the only thing. Obviously, Apple has a savings account as well. But Apple offers these financial products through a partnership with Goldman Sachs and uses their banking license. Intuit, which most people will know from using QuickBooks or Mint or other types of products. Intuit offers their banking products in the US. They don't offer them in Canada yet, but they do that through Green Dot, which is their partner. Ceridian, which is a big payroll company, they have a partnership with a bank called Go2Bank. You've got, Shopify in the US offering Shopify Balance. Shopify doesn't do that directly with the bank. They actually partner with Stripe, similar to what both Shopify and Amazon partner with Stripe, and then Stripe in turn partners with Evolve Bank, Goldman, and so on. And so, why does this matter? And can they actually, launch a bank in a year? Sure, they can. This is not complicated. It becomes complicated when you either want to try and get a license or when you are trying to actually, transform existing technology and so on. But if the bank's willing to do this for you, like banking as a service, then yeah, I mean, think about the impact of X, who Twitter apparently has about, let's say, 530 plus million monetizable monthly active users as of 2023. So 530 million people that they could offer banking to. Probably is a decent enough number to make us, pause and think, okay, well, that might encourage some people to maybe if they start with a savings account or maybe they start with a payments card, who knows? I mean, the Apple Card, and since Apple has launched, and Apple has about 2 billion users worldwide, they have 10 billion in their savings accounts in the US alone. Google, which is someone else that I think, could do something like this, currently doesn't have a banking partner, but they have about 4.3 billion customers worldwide, based on the percentage of internet users. Meta has about 3.6 billion users worldwide. So that's Facebook and Instagram. So, at the end of the day, and then you've got, Intuit actually has a crazy share of the market for what they call their Cash app, which is a product for consumers, not for businesses. And they have 53 million monthly active users. So, the reason to be watching X or Twitter, as well as, keeping an eye on folks like Google or others who haven't quite, sort of stepped into the space, is that they are all, sort of platforms that we as consumers and businesses already use. And so, our ability to shift our business to them, if they were to offer a product that had better features, had better user experience, had better fees, made more interest, is definitely a risk to our current, banks and credit unions in Canada, certainly, and around the world. And in other markets, this is much further along than it is in Canada. But I think that's what I just wanted to jump on and say. Can Twitter launch, banking products in a year? Absolutely. They're going to get a bank partner to help them do it. And, there's probably over 50 of those types of partners in the US market. There's a few in Canada, and this is growing. And, maybe next time I'll talk a little bit about some of those. Hint, EQ Bank is one of them. And obviously, of course, we've got the People's, who's also one of them. So, and there are more. So anyway, I think it's something to keep an eye on. Hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, we'll talk to you later.